an assessment of your dad. So thank you for coming in. This is mostly a formality.
Right, so as you know, this is a performance evaluation for the first 70 years. It says here that you were a nice kid, and everybody loved you. So mostly strong marks there.
Right. Well, we've got one demerit here. Something about throwing a pair of pliers through a window.
And it says you were aiming for your brother's head. Is that right?
It's a well-known fact that he ducked.
Right. It says that here actually. He ducked. Yes.
Your sister, according to this, was like a second mother to you. She's the smartest person you know. Says she gave you your first exposure to music on a gramophone. Wow, so that's nearly 70 years ago. A gramophone. And those 70 years, so you've advanced all the way from a gramophone to listening to all your music on a record player.
It's a pretty new record player.
So we'll move on to your scholastic achievements. It says you've got more task books than anyone in the history of your school, and that's a record that still stands today, according to a recent newsletter. So we kind of assume that task books are something like a gold star for effort.
That is more or less accurate.
Moving on, then we've got lots of rugby and some playing piano with your cousin Alan. Okay, and then you were living with your parents when you met Ronnie. Is that right?
Wow, so this section actually looks very, very promising for you. The Ronnie section. You displayed initiative and solid decision making.
Well, she made it all very simple.
And then it says that you moved across the planet to New York for a woman you barely knew. That's gutsy. We really like that. How's that going so far?
So far, so good.
And how have you found that, being a husband, that is?
Well, she's made it all very easy, being such a great wife.
Correct, yeah, we have that here about the great wife.
So we assume you buy her flowers and stuff?
Actually, I make her cards on big occasions. She really likes them. I spend a lot of time on them. She saves them. People get a kick out of them. They're great.
So, gotta put down no flowers.
Okay, and then you've got a couple of kids, or you had a couple of kids, and then way later, you had another one.
Well, that was really Ronnie's idea.
So it says your older two sons fought a lot.
That's true, but I should say here that was really David's fault. He was kind of
It says, here it says it was Josh's fault.
No, he was a crybaby, trust me. Any little thing.
Can we move along, is that all right? It actually says in my notes that they could both have been nicer to the younger one.
The next category is leadership. So we see you've got some very impressive leadership qualities.
I've got that you were the coach of Josh's soccer team.
Well, to be accurate, I was the assistant coach. The head coach was a guy named Joe Callahan.
Okay, well, no shame in being number two to Joe Callahan, an Irish soccer whiz, I assume, right?
Yeah, no, Joe was born around here and never played the sport.
Well, we'll give you points for ingenuity then.
Okay, and then we've got this maritime incident. It says here you were with your sons, your American nephews, and your brother-in-laws on Uncle Jim's boat.
It's brothers-in-law.
Okay.
Anyway, it says you decided around midnight one night to take off all of your clothes and jump into the harbor.
Well, someone had to go first.
Okay, so then,
Leading by example. That's good.
Okay, so I assume you took your family on lots of vacations then.
Mostly to England to see our fantastic relatives over there.
Okay. Obviously family is important to you, and you seem to have had access to extraordinarily high-quality family members on both sides of the ocean. Good job there.
Did you have, to add to that, did you have any fun outings on the England trips?
Oh, sure, lots. Uncle Neil and Auntie Anne took Josh to Paris with his cousin Dan once. That was kind of fantastic, a formative experience. Big
That's
deal.
impressive. That sounds great.
Call your siblings auntie and uncles.
It's true. And there, Auntie Claire and Uncle Ivor used to take them to the Royal Tournament a lot.
So what is the Royal Tournament?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. The Royal Tournament was this sort of military tech tattoo and exposition where there were a lot of different shows and games and displays of military might, and there's this one event called the field gun competition they particularly loved, where different regiments would disassemble a field gun and then take the elements over an obstacle course and then reassemble it and then fire it 3 times.
I'm gonna put down guns.
So it was about much more than that. Really, it was about the spirit of the thing. They really got into it, and the boys even got to sign up and be Royal Tournament cadets and everything.
Offered sons to British military.
Okay. Next category, we've got safety.
Okay, so safety, it says you had one son who got hit by a car.
That's true.
Okay. Then you had a son who got his leg broken nearly in 2 while playing rugby. You had a son swim across a gator-infested bayou in Louisiana. You had a son hitchhike around the former Yugoslavia. Wait, is this all the same kid?
It was Josh.
Is he a moron or something?
No, he's kind of the smart one.
I'd hate to see the other 2. Can they even feed themselves? Okay, next we've got dependability. I've got great marks here.
Yeah, it says everyone depends on you.
Well, I know, I do okay.
No. Sons, nieces, nephews, they all come to you for answers, specifically with regards to carpentry, repair advice, general life wisdom, and then I've got something about splinter removal.
I have a good set of tools.
Well, so see, it's more than the tools. So this actually gets us to the most important category in the evaluation. So this takes into account your performance as a father, a brother, a husband, an uncle, a friend, a grandfather, a neighbor, etc. And it says here that everyone loves you.
No, I do it right.
No, you're like off the charts here. We've almost never seen numbers like this. You're in Bill Benson territory.
Yeah. No, I've got the same. I've got kids, wife, brother, sister, nieces, nephews, brothers-in-law, and there's actually some Korean guy in California that insists he's my brother.
Well, I've heard enough.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and renew you for another 70.
It's me.
It was Josh. My dad's over there.
So very quickly here for a second, just to say a word about our dad. So I say this, we're open to arguments from Wollens and Connick's, from Mark Benson, from the Prices, but we think we've got the best dad in the world, and we want to be just like you when we grow up. It was me, I was just wearing your hat.